Hello, vinyl community. It's Dennis back again for another video. It's been a little bit since I did the last one, but because there's only a couple of viewers that actually watch these things, not a big deal, right? But I believe in the last video I mentioned that I was gonna be heading down to Chicago for a comic book convention, and that I did. I was hoping to hit up more than the one shop I did get to, but it was the girlfriend's first time in Chicago. So one of our free days, we went and did the Shedd Aquarium, the Field Museum, did a little bit of sightseeing, and otherwise we hung out with friends, almost the entire week. We had one part of a day where we didn't really have anything planned. Everybody kind of went their own way to do their own thing. So I managed to take a bus down to the closest shop that was near our Airbnb. I'm not going to mention it because of a couple of the records that I found there. I don't know if they want to be called out on it or not. But I guess without further ado, what I found. So in there, I think it was like the new arrival bin, found Joe Cocker, Jamaica's Say You Will. I'm pretty close of having most of Joe's vinyl releases, or at least American ones. I know I'm still missing, with a little help by my friends, the big one. But this has tracks like I Think It's Gonna Rain Today, arranged by Randy Newman. That's What I Like in My Woman by Matthew Moore. Lucinda by Randy Newman. Jamaica Say You Will, originally done by Jackson Browne. Ton of good tracks on here. It is on A&M. It has the original inner sleeve too. It has a picture on one side and just lyrics on the other. It's your classic sort of A&M. And this is pretty dang clean. There's a couple of small hairlines that I might just need like a little wash on it, and it'll probably play fine. Might be a little noisy, but I don't have a audio file sort of set up, so I can deal with a few pops and crackles and such. And I should say too, I haven't listened to any of these. We got back here on Monday, and then with work and all that, getting back to the swing of things, I haven't had time to listen to a whole lot of music. This was a blind buy. It's called the Rogers Sisters, The Invisible Deck. And there's the track listing. Nice cardboard sort of sleeve. Feels like it's a little bit thicker vinyl. Might be 180. I'm not sure, but it has custom labels on it. I looked up to see what it was, and I can't quite remember the kind of music, but it certainly sounded interesting. It looks like it might have been recorded in the UK and London, but I figure I'd take a chance on that. And then the shop, it had a lot of newer, reissue stuff, which is fine. But I'm generally looking for used records, older records, original presses, and if there's something new that I know is hard to find, or it's like a limited edition that I want, of course I'm going to buy it. So while looking at the Queen section, I managed to knock off one, and that's the Flash Gordon original soundtrack. I don't think I've actually seen a Flash Gordon soundtrack in the wild, and I believe it has all the inserts here. Little thing with the track listing, and it looks like the all the lyrics to the theme. Let's see here. And of course has the Flash Gordon inner labels from Elektra. This one I don't see myself listening to a whole heck of a lot of. You know, I'm not exactly a big Flash Gordon mark, but I want to get as much of Queen's original stuff as I can. I'm trying to find the right side to slide this in. And so that was the only basically non sort of repressed Queen that they had. Picked up, probably overpaid a little bit, but again, it's the first time I've seen it. On vacation, willing to overpay. Now, there's these two I haven't even opened yet, but I saw this one first, and I looked at my girlfriend, and I go, "You know what this is?" Said no, and I looked up on Discogs too, just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. I'm trying to open this up for the first time here. So this is the first thing I'd seen. Queen Greatest Hits in Concert Legendary Broadcast. At first I thought it was just a Japanese variant of something. You know, Japan Edition white vinyl. It looked like an Obi strip, but it's actually part of the cover. It's actually from a show from the 11th of May, 1985, that was done in Tokyo, Japan. There's the track listing here. Pretty good track listing. You know. And Hype Circus says it's on white vinyl, and it is. But it is a bootleg. And the little bit I did a little bit of research in the store. That's why I don't want to name the store. So I know the whole bootleg thing's a big, well, I'm gonna say gray area because, you know, kind of bought a couple, but from the way that it looks, is these things were limited to about 1,000 copies a piece worldwide. On the next one I'm going to show, they actually still had it up on Discogs, and the going price was about what I paid for, a little bit cheaper, but then with shipping, it, you know, it added to the cost. It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna try to put it back in the sleeve. I know I don't need to right now, but I'm being stubborn, and it would just fight me the entire way. So yeah, here's this one. It was a little bit pricey. It was $30. But the way I figure it is, if I made it home and I looked it up, you know, by that time I'm sure Discogs would have taken it down because of course they don't allow for bootlegs. I probably honestly would have forgotten about them, to tell you the truth. Now, there's another one here, and actually it looks like there's a little bit of a mark in it, and this is it's so sealed, so I'm not gonna crack it open right now, but it says it's on clear vinyl, and it's Queen the Game Tour 1981. Again, this is limited edition, Japanese pressed, or Japanese edition on clear vinyl. This is the very best from Estadio Jose Amalfitani, Buenos Aires, 20th February 1981. Pretty good track listing. And that should be able to notice that. Keep Yourself Fly, Flash's Theme, The Hero, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Bohemian Rhapsody, Tie Your Mother Down, Another One Bites the Dust, Sheer Heart Attack, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. So then they talk a little bit about, like, you know, why clear vinyl and all that. Kind of gives you a little bit of a story, kind of a stupid little story as to why, but basically hints that it's taken from either radio or TV broadcast. So that was my haul from Chicago. Like I said, we only managed to get to one of the stores I wanted to. Otherwise, I would have spent a hell of a lot more at the record shop than I did at the con. But then on the way back up, we went through Michigan on the way down, and then went through Wisconsin on the way back up here, and stopped at my parents' house for the night. Next morning, there's an antique shop. Has a lot of stuff. Has its own little vinyl section. It's really hit or miss. But managed to find a couple of interesting things. Two bands are ones I've heard of before. The other ones not so much, but it sounds like something that might be up my alley. So first off, the cover is kind of beat on it, but it's the Eagles on the border. It's hard to tell, probably in the video, but it's really dirty. But it's also this weird, like, textured cardboard. I don't know if that's the way it originally came or if it's some sort of reissue, but it's on Asylum Records. It's actually really clean. It definitely needs a wash. There's dirt and junk on it, but yeah, the cover, split a little bit here. Probably overpaid a little bit. Everything was like $7, but I'm happy to get it. I like the Eagles. Already Gone, Never Cry Like a Lover, On the Border, Old 55, Best of My Love. Really good tracks on there. One band I've been seeing a lot of lately, and I have a soft spot in my heart for them. And I was really happy to see this because I've been looking for it. Is Earth, Wind, and Fire, their Faces album. Originally done on Columbia Arc. Has a gatefold here. Oh, guess what? A lot of different faces. And double LP, I believe. I'm only going to show one of these because I think they're the same labels. Yeah, the Red Label Arc. And again, these should play pretty well. Other than maybe a few hairlines here and there, it's not like too scuffed up or anything. I'm not sure how much else or how much more Earth, Wind, and Fire I really need. I have a ton of it. And that one is, like I said, it's one I was really looking for. Now this, as a current former whatever saxophone player, whenever I see a sax on the cover, it catches my eye. And this it still has some of the rap on it, but it's the sound of boots. I know there's a lot of glare on it, and I apologize. Let's see here. It doesn't actually have Boots' name on it. Put Gentle on My Mind, Flowers on the Wall. Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I believe I looked up to see what exactly it was. It sounded like it was a jazz album or something adjacent. On Monument Records. I'm not familiar with the label offhand, so I had to double check it. And again, looking at it, there's a few small hairlines, a lot of dirt. But the vast majority of the album should play really, really well. And there's just a sticker on the bottom. Looks like it changed catalog numbers at some point. And then last but not least, I looked up this album a little bit on again on Discogs at the store. It made it sound like it was some sort of like a soul or funk album. I would never have guessed it. I would have guessed it was more of a harder rock album. But what caught my eye is the not for sale promo sort of sticker on the bottom here from Columbia. But it's Medusa. I believe it's a self-titled. And little gold promo stamp on the back here. It has Jerry Brown, John Lee, Daryl Thompson, Jim Mahoney, James Batten, Eric Tagg, Cheryl Alexander, and Eve Albers, or members of the band. I'm not familiar with any of those names. And it sounds like this promo is available pretty much everywhere, and for some reason, and it is white label, but somebody named Mike Duchaney decided to put a little name stamper on there at some point. There's some little bit of garbage on it, a few fingerprints, but it's really, really, really clean. So once I wipe all the dirt off, should be fine. I might see if I can't get Mike's name off of there too. But yeah, even if this promo copy looks like it's so widely available for like dirt cheap. But of course that says nothing about the type of music that it might contain. And I'm all about soul and especially that funk music. Oh, and everything fell. So that's it for me. Again, I had a great time in Chicago. Wanted to hit more record stores. But luckily, some of the ones I wanted to hit up, they have online stores, so I might be placing some orders there if I can find something else. So hopefully this weekend, spin some few records. Maybe be back sometime next week for a couple of quick shot reviews. I think I have a few things coming in the mail in the next couple of weeks. I'll probably be doing another kind of what you find video. And I guess in the meantime, keep spinning.